Democrats have officially launched Project 2029.
Excuse me. First, we're not gonna survive to 2029, so y'all gonna have to come up with something a little sooner.
I mean, like yesterday.
Project 2029 is a 2-year policy rollout designed to shape the next presidential agenda before the next nominee is chosen. Modeled after Project 2025, is meant to provide clarity and cohesion, something many felt was missing from Kamala Harris's campaign last fall. But the question remains, will this be the answer to the party's messaging problem or just another DC blueprint with no traction? And speaking of messaging, let's talk about Nelly. The rapper faced backlash for performing at Trump's second inauguration, but now he's putting the spotlight back on Democratic leadership. In a pointed Instagram post, Nelly questioned why Kamala Harris, a former prosecutor with a controversial to some record on criminal justice, became a progressive favorite, while he's being criticized for accepting an invitation to perform. He didn't endorse anyone, he says, but he did call out what he sees as racial and political double standards. He wrote, "I'll put whatever up me and Snoop do more in the community and have been for over 20 years against any of you that were just on here talking trash and have no stats to back up what you mean to the community. From the black families that we employ to the black children that we help every day, all year through our nonprofits, whether we're sending kids to schools on scholarships to HBCUs or helping young black boys in LA Gang Central with his junior football programs, blah, 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 blah. Y'all have a problem with because the prosecutor, quote, who probably has locked up more black men than we've helped, woman of color with the white husband and white kids, did not win the election. Again, I reiterate, I did not campaign for anyone. I do not tell people who to vote for. I respect and love our country from top to bottom, good and bad, and I'm very aware that there's a lot of things in this country that we need to work on. The right is too far right and the left is too far left. I'm a military baby with a grand uncle who's a Tuskegee Airman and a red tail that was very prideful for his country." I think I will. He continued saying, "There's so many of you would dump on 2 black men that's married to 2 black women that has black children because the, quote, woman of color with the white husband and white kids didn't win." That was Nelly's thoughts on Kamala Harris. On the other side of the aisle is one Candace Owens, who says that she's done defending Donald Trump, calling her past support, quote unquote, embarrassing. Owens now accuses Trump of abandoning the core MAGA principles in the base I guess that she created and outsourcing U.S. foreign policy. Her critique is more than personal. She's framing it as a conservative betrayal of values. Here's what Candace Owens had to say to Piers Morgan, who seems to get all the great interviews nowadays.
Are you done with Donald Trump, or could you see a way that you would end up perhaps voting for him? Oh, he can't run again, obviously, but would you support him publicly again?
So I want to be clear. I don't regret voting for Donald Trump above Kamala. I think he was the better candidate, certainly a better candidate above Joe Biden. But what I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment. And I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen and it is happening.
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
She doesn't regret it, but she feels embarrassed. So let's put it on the table. How do you feel about, first, the prospects of Project 2029? Do you see Project 2029 becoming a thing?
No, nobody's falling for that again.
It's the falling.
No, nobody's gonna fall for that again. They're gonna come out and they're gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna wipe out your student loans again," and get everybody excited, and then they're just gonna let everybody else down.
You sound like Ty. But Ty got his. Ty, you got yours forgiven, so you can't even say that.
I would like to think that my student loans were forgiven under a program that existed long before Joe Biden got in office. Do a 15-year bid for it to happen.
Okay. So you're saying President Biden had nothing to do with your forgiveness?
He reformed the program, which was helpful for me. So yeah, he did.
So say thank you.
No.
That's so nasty.
They do what they said they were going to do.
Dex, do you think Project 2029 a go or no? Well, I like
They'll
that.
probably run with it, but I don't think. I mean, you got to come a little harder than that. Like
Right.
you, the catchy slogans, "Yes, we can" and whatnot, that ain't gonna work.
It
Y'all
ain't
gotta
gonna work. It's not gonna work no more.
Yeah, you got to come super hard next. Like,
Yeah.
truthfully, you gotta go like state to state and go knock on the door, Sally Man, be like, cancel that person's student loans right now, and that's how you gotta pay us to vote for you. Like, you gotta like campaign, like for real, for real. You gotta campaign.
But like,
And
the Republicans put out like a book. Like, are they gonna go band for band with them with the Heritage
that's the plan.
Foundation?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to know. Like, what do y'all have for this manifesto they got? What are y'all putting out?
And here's the thing: the Democrats need, and like it sounds crazy, but they would have to come with some sweeping legislation, borderlining a manifesto that basically says F Trump and F the Republic. Like, it has to be explicitly written on page number 1. Right there. Like, it's got to be written in there.
So basically what we're saying is that the only way for the Democrats to do anything is that Project 2029 has to say in one page, it just has to say, we're giving all black people reparations. If you do that,
No.
I think the election, I think you
no, you know, black people don't cost that much, man. All they got to do is say we're gonna double your food stamps and give you an Obama phone. They be good.
No,
I'm a black person. Like, but that doesn't work for me.
Okay, I don't know what he's talking about over there. I'm
But
telling
I'm
you.
Well, the aim of the Project 2029 is to organize a group of Democratic thinkers to recreate what Mr. Trump's allies, this from New York Times, did when he was voted out of office, draft a ready-made agenda for the next Democratic presidential nominee.
I don't even know what that means. Like, you
Too many words already.
When you put it out there, you got to put it out there in English.
Like, it needs to be simplified. Like, I'm telling you what it needs to say on page number 1. Overturn Project 2025. Start there. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, like page number 2 needs to say pack the courts out. Number 3, they need to be explicit and go through. Number 4, we are overturning all of Trump's things on day number 1. If our candidate doesn't get with this, that's not our candidate. We're not even putting them forward to the convention. That's how this needs to go. The Democrats continually tote this soft, like, oh, we just want peace and love and hair grease and daffodils and roses. Get rid of all of that, okay? Pull out them guns and let them know we got guns too, okay? We love the Second Amendment. We're musicians with drums, okay? And we'll allow you to keep your drums.
A six. What is it called? A 60 count? 60 piece?
I'm not sure of the terminology.
Eric, what did you say? What did you say, Eric? What did you say, Eric?
60 rounds in there.
Okay, yeah, and in the drum. Okay, and then percussion.
And just real quick on Nelly and Candace Owens, I think both of them are doing the same thing. They're not talking about a political candidate at all. Like, they're trying to defend themselves. They're trying to put themselves in a different light. What I hate about what the two of them are doing is that y'all are dragging us into this and making it a political thing, when in reality, you just don't want people to talk negatively about you. And I don't necessarily disagree with what Nelly was saying at the beginning, but then when you get towards the end, when it's just like, she has a white husband, this, then the third, like, so you are endorsing Donald Trump, who, by the way, has a white wife and is a white man. So, like, what are we doing there?
And she's one of those.
Candace Owens is do this thing where she's trying to revamp herself, because I see so many of you black people say, these are the ones that Eric was talking about too, who say, like, I can't believe I see myself agreeing with Candace Owens. Don't do that. You don't agree with Candace Owens. She doesn't agree with you. She's pandering to you, and you're falling into it. Don't do it.
Don't.
Candace used to talk about something on that podcast after they put her out. And she have gotten a position she was expecting in Donald Trump's camp, she wouldn't be saying any of the stuff she's saying. I think you need to ignore Candace. Like, you've been.
Which brings me to my last point. Explain to me how he was the better candidate, but now all of a sudden he was not. He was the exact same person when you were out there stumping for him and telling people to vote for him. He was the same person.
Candace Owens notedly is not a fan of Israel whatsoever. So all this Israel stuff that's happening, she's not a fan of. So
he changed the embassy when he was president the first time.
She did. Yeah, he did.
There are millions of Jewish people who were advocating and voting for Donald Trump. Why do you think they did that? Like, one thing you cannot say about Donald Trump is that he lied. He did not lie about anything. Everything he's doing is stuff that
we just say America first. And it seems like he's putting other countries first right now.
Why did Jewish people vote for Donald Trump then?
Because
Well,
he changed the
that's a whole
embassy.
different question.
Let's start with the fact that he changed the embassy
But I'm saying, like, there's
from one
nothing.
place to another one. Let's start there. Number two,
There's nothing that he did that I could say
I
that
get you.
Candace was like, oh, you didn't see this coming.
but also how America First and all of his corporations were outsourced to China.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, can we just
It's all
like can
it's all
y'all
a fraud. It's all a fraud.